Who is Dr. Grant? We know her as a teacher, the FCCLA advisor. She's a mother, a published author, and her presence was missed especially by her classes during her brief maternity leave. They spent the first quarter at tables, but now are back in the kitchen under the guidance of Dr. Grant.
It's not gonna make it. Don't you mean?
Put it slower.
The first quarter of this class, we didn't do much except for writing down a lot of information on what we were supposed to do, how to sanitize everything, because Dr. Grant wasn't here because I guess she was on maternity leave.
The first quarter, we really didn't do anything because DG was, home taking care of her baby pooks.
I'm happy that she's back, finally that we actually get to cook something and that we can actually learn new things.
I feel very excited. We're using the kitchen for the first time.
Well, I'm excited to get them back into labs because this is the practical application of this class is where they actually do a lot more of their learning. Get off the table! You can't sit on the tables! Don't put your butts on the tables, people. We cook on it. King! Thank you. You see my point? They gotta learn how to be clean.
We got the ingredients. We got everything ready. I've been wanting to use that kitchen for a long time.
So for the first lab, I want them to practice reading recipes and actually applying all the things that we learned while I was absent. So they made oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. And I love oatmeal chocolate chip cookies because when I was a kid, that was the only cookie my mom would make with us. It was one of my favorite cookies, and I think that oatmeal is an important part of their diets because these kids need more fiber. It's been bittersweet for me. The first few days, I definitely was crying in the office coming back because we're one of the only countries that has such a low time away from or allowed for mothers to be on maternity leave. Like I was looking at Ireland and Switzerland, and some of these countries give you up to 6 months to stay home with your baby. And so I had to come back after 5 weeks because I don't have any more paid time off. So in order to continue feeding the family, you kind of have to come back to work if you don't have any sick days accumulated. Judah. Judah was born at home. We decided to have a home birth. This country again has for the developed countries in the world, we have the highest mother mortality rate, especially in African American cultures. So more mothers are dying giving birth than in any other developed country in the world. And that's something that I find really significant because it speaks a lot about the medical industry. I had my other kids at home too, and I was really excited about having this one at home as well. Because home births are just a beautiful experience. So a lot of people are like, oh, we're giving birth, it's so traumatizing. But actually, it's one of the most beautiful things that you can do when you're in a loving environment in which a woman is comfortable in that labor process. So I've been a big advocate of home births ever since I had my first child, and I will continue to speak up for midwifery, which is the practice of women who don't study gynecology, but just practice and study delivering babies at home or in hospital settings.